Welcome back to my video. Today's the title of the video is The Whispering Forest, a tale of shadows and silver. The Whispering Forest was ancient long before names were carved into stone. Its trees rose like towers, their roots twisted deep into forgotten earth. Beneath their canopies, a thousand voices spoke in sighs and murmurs, a language older than man, known only to the wind and the beasts who called it home. But even the oldest voices can fall silent. One, the silence. It began with the night that refused to end. The moon hung pale and still above the silver lake, yet no stars followed it. The forest that once sang with a thousand creatures lay quiet. Not a rustle of leaves, not a cry of owl or wolf. Only silence that pressed against the heart. Luna, the she wolf with fur like frost, sensed it before the dawn that never came. Her breath rose in faint clouds as she stood on the ridge overlooking the sleeping valley. The air tasted wrong, stale, heavy, lifeless. By morning, the trees themselves seemed to weep. Sap leaked light tears from their bark, and the once sparkling lake had turned to dull gray. Something sacred had been stolen. The heart of the forest. In a hollow older than memory lived Elder Toto, keeper of stories, witness to centuries. His shell bore carvings of old battles, births, and deaths, the living history of the whispering forest. Maluna and her companions arrived, Tiku the trickster monkey, Mira the green-winged parrot, and the Bobo the quiet bear. The elder already knew why they had come. The whispering stone is gone, he rasped, his voice thick as moss. It is the heart that binds us. Without it, the forest will wither. Luna lowered her head. Who would dare take it? A shadow passed through the elder's eyes. Zaok, he whispered. The jackal of black sand exiled long ago for hungering after forbidden fire. He seeks dominion, not harmony. Mira's feathers ruffled. He means to rule us. He means to own life itself. The point is the journey beyond the river. The four left before the first dawn, following the faint scent of corruption that drifted with the northern winds. The journey was harsh, the river had grown wild, foaming as if in anger. When they tried to cross, the waters rose like hands pulling at their limbs. Luna leaped first, her paws barely finding purchase on slick stones. Tiku swung from branches that cracked beneath his weight. Mira guided them with her sharp eyes, and Bobo, strong, slow, and yielding, carried them where they faltered. The forest changed as they moved north. Trees lost their color, bark turned black, and the air thinned with each breath. They were entered the lands of Zarok, the crown of thorns, a place where even the stars refused to shine. The cave of shadows. The 4 point is the cave of shadows. They found the jackal in a cavern carved into the bones of a dead mountain. The air shimmered with unnatural light. The whispering stone hovered above an altar, pulsing faintly, silver veins running across its surface like lightning trapped in glass. Zarok stepped from the darkness, his fur gleamed like obsidian, his eyes twin embers of gold. You came for what is mine? He asked, his voice both mocking and tired. Fools, this forest was never yours to keep. It was never yours to take, Luna growled. Zarok smiled, and a very broken smile. You think I wanted to destroy it? I saw to wake it. To free it from its endless whispering, the forest dreams Luna. It sleeps while we die. Luna's air twists. You seek power, not freedom. Is there a difference? He asked softly. The cave shuddered as the stone's light brightened. Shadows twisted into shapes, memories of the forest itself. Wars of beasts, fires, floods, Zarok's voice grew desperate. This world was born from silence, and to silence it must return. Bobo roared, and the cave erupted in chaos. Breaking. The 5th point is breaking. Claws met fangs, wings cut through darkness. Tiku leaped from stalactite to stalactite, raining stones upon Zarok, while Mira died for the Whispering Stone. Zarok's tail struck her midair, sending feathers scattering like falling leaves. Luna lunged, beating deep into his shoulder. Zarok howled, a sound of agony and regret. In that cry, Luna heard truth. He had once loved the forest, perhaps even more fiercely than they, but madness had eaten that love hollow. With a final surge of strength, Luna seized the stone. It burned her jaws, a searing light that pierced flesh and soul. The moment her paws touched the ground, the light exploded. The cave collapsed in silence. 6 points is the whisper restored. Before telling you a whisper restored, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and like to my video. Thanks for this. Now we are coming back to our video. The 6th point is the whisper restored. When Luna awoke, the dawn had returned. The air shimmered with color, green gold, and the pure blue of rebirth. The whispering stone rested in the heart of the forest once more, and the trees swayed with new life. Zarok's body was never found, though sometimes at dusk a jackal's cry echoed faintly across the hills, neither cruel nor kind, only lonely. Elder Toto met them by the lake. You have done more than save us, he said. You have reminded the forest that even silence their song. Luna watched the silver lake ripple under the sun. The wind brushed her fur and carried a whisper, soft, familiar, and eternal. It spoke of loss and love, of courage and sacrifice, of those who wander into shadow and return bearing lights. And so the whispering forest lived on, not because of the magic of the stone, but because of the hearts that refused to stop listening. The one of the last point is years passed. Last point name is epilogue. Years passed, seasons turned. When the wind moved through the trees, it carried not one's voice but many a chorus of memories. Luna became legend. Luna became legend, the silver wolf who brought back the dawn. Tiku, Mira, and Bobo faded into story, their names spoken by firelight. But if you stand by the silver lake on a night without stars and listen closely, you might still hear them, for friends, laughing softly among the leaves as the forest whispers their tale once more. The Whispering Forest Part 2. The Age of Shadows. The quiet after dawn, the whispering forest thrived for many years after the return of the stone. New life blossomed, rivers carved fresh paths through the soil, and the winds once more carried laughter through the boughs. The name of Luna, the silver wolf, was spoken with reverence. Elders told her story to young ones who had never known darkness. But peace is fragile thing, a melody that, when played too long, can fade into silence once more. In the 20th year after the stone's return, the forest began to change again. The whispers grew restless. At first it was subtle, trees that bent the wrong way when the wind blew, reflections in the silver lake that didn't match the sky. Animals spoke of shadows moving between the roots, voices calling to them from their dreams, and then one morning the sun rose black. The second point is the dream of the storm. Mira was the first to sense it. Though her feathers had dulled with age, her spirit remained sharp. One night she dreamed of the whispering stone, and in her dream it wept. When she woke, the sky was heavy with crows. She flew to lake where the stone rested and found the air shimmering, as if the world itself were breathing too fast. A figure stood beside the lake, a wolf silver as moonlight. Luna? Mira gasped. But the wolf didn't turn. Her eyes glowed pale and empty like glass. When the reflection moved before the real wolf did, Mira realized the truth. It was not Luna, but her shadow. Third point is the return of Wanderer. Far from the forest beyond the crown of thorns where Zarok once ruled, a wanderer walked through ash and wind. His fur was darkened, his body scared, but his golden eyes still burned. Zarok lived. He had been buried beneath the mountain, crushed by the collapse. Yet the stone's magic, bound to his hunger, had refused to let him die. He had awakened in a wasteland of bones, cursed to walk among ruins, neither beast nor spirit. For 20 years he had watched the horizon, whispering to the silence that answered only in echoes, and now the silence whispered back. Come home, it said. The forest called to you. Zarok smiled, and a smile held neither joy nor malice, only purpose. The fourth point is the gathering storm. We resorted the remnants of the old companions. Bobo was gone, his body had returned to the earth years ago. His descendants roaming the northern groves. Tycho had vanished, leaving behind only half-remembered stories and broken vines when he used to play. And Luna, no one had seen her since the winter of the White Moon. Elder Toto, now slow and almost blind, listened as Mira spoke of the weeping stone. The forest remembers everything, he murmured. Even grief, perhaps too much. Perhaps too much. What do you mean? Mira asked. The stone doesn't not only hold life, said the tortoise, it holds memory, every death, every fear, every drop of sorrow that ever touched the soil. The more it remembers, the heavier it becomes. One day, even the heart of the forest may drown in its own tears. This fifth point. Fifth point is the silver wolf's returns. When Luna returned, she was not alone. She emerged from the northern mists, her silver fur streaked with black wings of shadow. Her eyes glowed faintly, not with light but with reflection, as if two worlds gazed out from within her. Mira cried out in relief, while Luna only tilted her head. The stone has awakened, Luna said softly. It remembers everything we had done, and it wants to begin again. You mean it's alive? No, Luna said, looking toward the silver lake. It's dreaming, but dreams are dangerous when good sleep. That night the ground shook, the whispering stone rose from the lake, shattering the water around it. The whispers turned to screams, and something ancient began to stir beneath the roots of the forest. Sixth point is the heart of all things. The heart of all things, the whispering forest was no longer just a home. It was a being vast, sentient, and old beyond time. It had loved its creatures once, but love can rot when it goes unreturned. Zarok arrived at the edge of the woods as thunder rolled. He looked upon the trees he had once cursed and whispered, I did not mean to destroy you, but perhaps destruction was always your wish. The ground split open before him. From the fissures poured mist, dark and shimmering. Out of it rose shape of animals, long dead spectral wolves, stags made of light, and serpents woven from shadow. They surrounded him, whispering in voices not their own. Mira perched in the highest tree, saw it all, and for the first time she understood. The stone was not a relic, it was the forest's heart, and it was breaking under the weight of eternity. 7 points is the Song of the Dead. This is the main point of this video is the Song of the Dead. Luna and Zarok met once more beneath the bleeding moon. No words were spoken. They circled each other, predator and penitent, savior and sinner, bound the same course to love a world that could not stay pure. The forest is dying, Luna said. It's not dying. Zarok answered, it's being reborn. Through death, through truth. They asked, through truth. They clashed silver and black, light and shadow. The whispering stone pulsed faster, brighter, until cracks ran across its surface. From within came the sound of a heartbeat, old, slow, and filled with sorrow. And then it shattered. The light consumed everything. Then the 8 points is the world rewritten. When the light faded, the whispering forest was gone. In its place stretched a wide plain of silver glass, whispering softly under the wind. The creatures who survived were changed. Some lost their voices, others gained too many. Mira awoke to a new sky. There was no sun, no moon, only endless twilight. Beside her stood Luna, no longer wolf, no longer shadow, something in between. The forest dreamed, Luna said quietly, and we are what it dreamed of. What happens now? Luna looked toward the horizon, where faint lights glimmered like stars being born anew. Now she said, we listen. The whisper has become a song. And the last point is epilogue, the song beyond silence. Generations later, wanderers spoke of a strange land where the grass sang, and the wind spoke of forgotten names. They called it the Whale, and those who entered never returned the same. Some say the silver wolf still roams there, guardian the memory of a world that once was. Others claim she became the voice of the wind itself, eternal, unseen, whispering to the living and the dead alike. And if you ever stand beneath a sky without stars and feel the world holding its breath, listen carefully. You might still hear her, the whisper of a forest that refused to die. Thanks for watching today's video. There is a story of the whisper of a forest. In this video, we discuss about the whisper of forest part 1 and the whisper of a forest part 2, the age of shadows. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Tata.